Hello there, and welcome to the Sleeping Science Bedtime. Tonight we'll drift through the quiet architecture of the universe, a place where light moves slower and time forgets to hurry. Perhaps the day has been full of noise, and your mind is seeking a place where the gravity is light and the silence is deep. Let your shoulders rest. Let gravity hold you against the steady earth, as if you were drifting in the velvet dark between the stars. Tonight, we'll drift through the quiet laws of stellar transformation, witnessing how the great lights of the cosmos prepare the way for everything we know. If this calm space brings you peace, consider sharing it. It helps other wandering minds find their way here too. Now let's begin. You are resting now in a sea of soft mathematics, where the laws of the universe act with a steady, invisible hand. Far above the clouds, in the deep reaches of the galaxy, a massive star hangs in the darkness like a golden lantern. It is a world of immense weight and hidden grace, holding its shape through a perfect, ancient balance. You can feel the scale of it, a sphere so vast it defies the measure of human thought, yet it sits in the vacuum with the lightness of a dandelion seed. Inside this giant, two great forces are engaged in a long, slow conversation. Gravity pulls inward, seeking the center, while the warmth of light pushes outward, maintaining the star's round and glowing skin. And still, it turns. The air around you is cool, but the heart of this star is a place of unimaginable, focused energy. Deep within its core, atoms of hydrogen are moving in a crowded, rhythmic dance, bumping into one another with a gentle persistence. Under the immense pressure of the star's own weight, these tiny particles begin to touch and merge. They are becoming something new, turning from simple hydrogen into helium, releasing a tiny spark of light with every union. This is the pulse of the star, a steady heartbeat of fusion that has been beating for millions of years. It is a slow, methodical process, a patient construction of matter that keeps the darkness at bay. The rhythm continues. As you drift through this luminous space, you see how the star grows older and wiser in its chemistry. The helium begins to gather at the center, sinking like fine silt to the bottom of a clear lake. The star does not rush. It simply allows the pressure to increase, making room for the next layer of complexity. Now, the helium begins to fuse, forging carbon and oxygen, the very elements that will one day form the breath in your lungs and the wood of a forest. It is a quiet, heavy alchemy, occurring in the secret dark of the stellar interior. Every moment of this fusion is a gift of stability, a long exhale of light that warms the surrounding void, and the quiet holds. The star is like a great city, organized in concentric circles of glowing activity and silent purpose. On the outside, the atmosphere is thin and shimmering, a veil of plasma that ripples like silk in a breeze. But as you move inward, the layers become denser and more focused, each one a different stage of a long, cosmic life. Neon and magnesium are born here, created by the same pressure that keeps the star from collapsing under its own magnificent weight. You can feel the reliability of this structure, a celestial house built on the firm foundation of physical law. It is a sanctuary of process, where nothing is wasted, and every motion has a clear, beautiful intent, and everything rests. Further down, the heat becomes a physical presence, a warm vibration that thrums through the fabric of space itself. Silicon and sulfur are emerging now, the precursors to the rocks and mountains of worlds yet to be born. The star is a sculptor, working in the dark, carving the periodic table out of the simplest materials in existence. There is no urgency in this work, only the steady application of gravity and time. You are a witness to this long preparation, watching as the star gathers the ingredients for a future it will never see. It is an act of profound, unconscious generosity, a storing up of treasures in the deep. Still, the universe breathes. Eventually, the star reaches its final internal milestone, the creation of iron. This element is different from the others, a dense and stable heart that marks the end of the star's long journey of fusion. Iron does not release energy when it forms. It simply sits there, a silent weight at the center of the glowing giant. The outward pressure, which has held the star steady for eons, begins to soften and fade. The balance that defined the star's life is shifting now. leaning toward the inward pull of the dark. It is not a moment of fear, but a natural transition, like the turning of a season or the closing of an eye. The orbit holds. The iron core grows in the center, a cold and heavy sphere, surrounded by the frantic light of the remaining layers. Gravity is patient, waiting for the moment when the internal fires can no longer hold the ceiling aloft. You can feel the tension in the space, a quiet gathering of potential, like the stillness before a summer rain. The star is full of history, every atom it has created still vibrating with the memory of the forge. It is a vessel of concentrated time, holding the weight of its own long story within a few thousand miles of metallic heart. The silence deepens as the giant prepares for its most beautiful transformation, and peace lingers. When the support finally gives way, the collapse happens with a speed that contrasts the star's long, slow life. In a fraction of a second, the outer layers fall inward, rushing toward the iron core at a significant portion of the speed of light. It is a falling away of the old structure, a sudden surrender to the gravity that has been calling for so long. The core itself is squeezed until the atoms are pressed together, turning into a solid ball of neutrons. This is the moment of maximum density, where the star becomes a single massive crystal of pure matter. It is the ultimate stillness, the point where motion can go no further. Stillness travels through the water. The infalling matter hits this solid core and rebounds, creating a shockwave that travels outward with incredible force. This is the birth of the supernova, a sudden, blinding expansion of light that outshines the entire galaxy for a few brief weeks. In this explosion, the temperatures become so high that the rules of normal chemistry are rewritten in an instant. This is where the heavy elements are forged, the gold, the silver, and the platinum that will one day sit in the rings on human fingers. It is a burst of creation, a quick and violent scattering of seeds across the garden of the void, and wonder expands. The light of the explosion carries the story of the star to the farthest reaches of the universe. It is a message written in photons, traveling through the emptiness to tell other worlds that a giant has finished its work. You can see the glow fading into a soft, colorful nebula, a cloud of gas and dust that looks like a ghost of the star that once was. This cloud is rich with the elements created in the final seconds of the star's life, a treasure chest spilled into the darkness. The chaos of the explosion is already settling into a new kind of order, a gentle drifting of potential. The current flows without effort. As the nebula expands, it begins to cool, the intense heat of the forge turning into the soft warmth of a summer evening. The atoms of iron, gold, and oxygen are moving apart, carried by the momentum of the blast. They are no longer part of a single star, but have become the heritage of the galaxy, a fine mist of possibility. You are watching the distribution of life's building blocks, a cosmic sowing of the fields. There is a sense of profound relief in this dispersal, a letting go of the intensity that defined the star's core. The particles drift, light as dust in a sunbeam, searching for a new place to rest, and life adjusts once more. The nebula is a place of soft colors, pinks, greens, and blues, swirling together in the wake of the light. It is a garden of chemistry, where the elements are beginning to find one another in the cold of space. Gravity, ever present and ever patient, starts to work on these clouds, pulling them into small, swirling pockets of density. Within these pockets, the legacy of the old star is being gathered together once again. It is a cycle of renewal, a recycling of matter that ensures nothing is ever truly lost. The memory of the star lives on in the atoms it created, waiting for the next chapter to begin. The rhythm of the deep endures. You feel the vastness of the time scales here, where 1,000,000 years is but a single breath in the life of the galaxy. The stardust is patient, drifting through the silence for ages before it finds a new home. There is no rush to become a planet or a tree. There is only the quiet beauty of being a part of the interstellar medium. You are one with this drifting mist, feeling the lack of weight and the abundance of peace. The universe is a slow and careful gardener, tending to its clouds of gas with a gentle, invisible hand. The quiet returns to the roots. In the distance, other stars are shining, their own lives unfolding in the same steady rhythm of fusion and light. Each one is a potential ancestor, a future provider for worlds that have not yet been imagined. The full galaxy is a living network of these cycles, a tapestry of light and dark woven together by the laws of physics. You can feel the connection between yourself and these distant fires, a shared history written in the very atoms of your body. We are the archive of a vanished star, carrying the weight of ancient light in our bones and our blood. The network endures. The heavy pulse of the furnace has yielded to the light of the new, and the silence that follows is full of promise. The explosion was not an end, but a widening of the circle, a way for the star to share its riches with the rest of existence. You are resting in the aftermath of this generosity, feeling the safety of a universe that knows how to transform itself. The dark is not empty. It is full of the dust of heroes, the remnants of stars that gave everything so that complexity could arise. It is a comforting thought, a warm blanket of scientific truth that covers the cold of the night. And still, it turns. As the nebula continues to drift, it encounters other clouds of gas, merging and flowing like rivers in the sky. These meetings are slow and graceful, a mixing of different histories and different chemical signatures. The galaxy is constantly refining its composition, becoming richer and more diverse with every stellar death. You are witnessing the slow evolution of the cosmos, a gradual enrichment that moves toward life with every passing eon. There is a quiet intelligence in this process, a logic that moves without the need for a plan. The current flows without effort. The space between the stars is a place of deep restoration, where the energy of the supernova is slowly integrated into the background hum of the universe. The atoms are cooling, their frantic vibrations settling into a steady, calm pulse. You can feel your own pulse slowing in sympathy, matching the rhythm of the cooling stardust. It is a meditative state, a surrender to the long timelines of the heavens. The star's work is done, and its children are now the masters of their own destiny, floating in the gentle tides of the galaxy, and the quiet holds. Eventually, one of these clouds will grow heavy enough to collapse once more, giving birth to a new generation of stars and planets. This new sun will contain the iron and gold of its predecessor, a physical link to a past that would otherwise be forgotten. The cycle is a ladder, each step building on the one before, climbing toward greater complexity and higher awareness. You are a part of this climb, a temporary vessel for the ancient materials of the forge. It is a privilege to be a witness to this continuity, a small part of a much larger story. Still, the universe breathes. The light of the new star will be different, perhaps more stable or more enduring than the one that came before. It will shine on planets that have the materials necessary for water, for air, and for the delicate chemistry of life. This is the ultimate goal of the supernova's sacrifice, to create a place where the universe can begin to look at itself. You are that looking, that awareness, a collection of stardust that has learned to wonder. The thought is as vast as the stars themselves, yet as intimate as your own heartbeat. And wonder expands. The darkness is soft and welcoming, a velvet backdrop for the glittering displays of cosmic evolution. You are not a stranger here, but a native of the stars, a child of the very explosions you are witnessing. The scale of the universe does not make you small. It makes you significant, a rare and beautiful outcome of a long and violent process. You can feel the safety of this belonging, the deep grounding of being made of the same stuff as the heavens. The gravity of the Earth is just a small echo of the gravity that forged the stars, and everything rests. The quiet architecture of the universe is a house with many rooms, and tonight you are resting in the hall of the supernovas. It is a place of transition, where the old is turned into the new with a brilliant flash of light. You are drifting through the cooling embers, feeling the peace that comes after a great effort. The star has exhaled its last breath, and the galaxy is breathing it in, preparing for the next season of growth. It is a beautiful, necessary rhythm, a symphony of fire and ice that plays on forever. The rhythm continues. As you sink deeper into the cushions of your own rest, You can imagine the stardust settling into the soil of a distant world. It is a slow descent, a final homecoming after billions of years of travel. The iron becomes the red of the clay, the oxygen becomes the blue of the sea, and the carbon becomes the green of the leaf. Everything is connected, a single flow of matter that moves from the heart of a star to the palm of your hand. This is the scientific reality of your existence, a truth more poetic than any fiction. And peace lingers. The stars above you are not just lights in the sky, they are the furnaces where your own atoms were born. Looking at them is like looking into the eyes of a distant ancestor, a quiet acknowledgement of a shared past. You are never truly alone in the dark, for the dark is where the stars do their most important work. It is the canvas upon which the story of matter is written, a silent partner in the dance of creation. You can feel the warmth of this connection, a steady glow that lives inside you, and the network endures. The night is a time for integration, for allowing the lessons of the stars to sink into the marrow of your being. Just as the star must eventually let go of its form to become something new, we too must let go of the day to find the renewal of sleep. It is a small reflection of the cosmic cycle, a nightly surrender to the forces that sustain us. You are safe in this surrender, held by the same laws that hold the galaxies in their tracks. The universe is a reliable host, providing everything you need for this journey into rest, and everything softens. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This thought repeats in the mind like a gentle mantra, a reminder of our origins and our destiny. There is no fear in the ending of things, but every ending is a precise chemical requirement for a beginning. The supernova is the ultimate act of cosmic generosity, a gift of self that allows the rest of the universe to thrive. You are the recipient of that gift, a living testament to the power of stellar evolution. And silence follows. The air in the room is still and cool, a quiet reflection of the vast spaces between the stars. You are drifting now, the boundaries of your body softening until you are one with the rhythm of the night. The story of the star is your story, a long and beautiful journey from the forge to the forest. You can feel the weight of this history, a comforting presence that anchors you to the earth. The universe is a closed system of recycled energy, where no matter is ever truly lost, only transformed. Stillness feeds the ground. The atoms in your left hand might have come from a different star than the atoms in your right, a meeting of distant neighbors within your own body. You are a crossroads of cosmic history, a place where the paths of ancient giants have finally converged. This realization is a soft light in the mind, a gentle curiosity that leads towards sleep. The world is a complex and beautiful machine, working silently to keep you alive and dreaming. You are part of the machinery, a vital and necessary component of the whole. And the rhythm begins again. As the journey of the star nears its conclusion in your mind, the sense of peace becomes a physical weight, pressing you gently into the bed. You are a collection of stardust, resting on a planet made of stardust, circling a star that will one day share its own riches with the void. It is a grand and simple truth, a foundation upon which you can rest without a reservation. The universe continues to unfold, even as you close your eyes and drift away. You are in good hands, the hands of physics and time, and the quiet holds. The light of the supernova has traveled across the eons to find you here, a quiet observer in the night. It has told its story, and now it is time for the story to rest. The atoms are settled, the nebula has cooled, and the new stars are waiting in the wings. You are home, in the heart of the cycle, a part of the eternal return. The silence is your companion, a soft and steady presence that carries you toward the horizon of sleep. And everything rests in its place. And everything rests in its place as the memory of the great flare softens into the background radiation of the sky. The stardust that once was a roaring furnace now moves with the patience of a slow-moving river, navigating the magnetic fields of the galaxy. You can feel this movement in the stillness of your own room, a subtle drift that connects you to the farthest reaches of space. The atoms of iron that once sat at the star's heavy center are now scattered, perhaps waiting to become the core of a new, smaller world. There is a profound sense of continuity in this scattering, a feeling that the star has simply changed its address. The rhythm continues. The vacuum of space is not a hollow void, but a rich medium through which the legacy of the supernova travels. It is filled with the whispers of ancient light and the slow-moving ghosts of chemical elements. You are a passenger on this invisible current, floating through the history of your own making. The iron in your blood, which carries oxygen to every cell, was forged in that same intense heat you witnessed earlier. It is a biological echo of a celestial event, a literal piece of a star moving through your veins. This realization is a warm anchor, grounding your physical self in the vast timeline of the cosmos. And still, it turns. As the nebula expands, the density decreases, allowing the light of distant galaxies to shine through its translucent veils. You are looking through a curtain of gold and silicon, seeing the universe through the very materials that will one day build a home. The colors are muted now, shifting from the brilliant white of the explosion to the soft ochre and deep violet of cooling gas. Each shade represents a different element, a different gift from the star's final moments. It is a visual symphony of chemistry, playing out over light years of distance and centuries of time. Stillness travels through the water. The cooling process is an exercise in cosmic patience, as the energy of the blast is slowly radiated away into the endless dark. It takes thousands of years for the nebula to reach a state of equilibrium, where the atoms can finally begin to bond with one another. This is the beginning of molecular chemistry, the first step toward the complexity of life. Simple molecules, like carbon monoxide and water ice, begin to form on the surface of tiny dust grains. These grains are the seeds of planets, the small beginnings of something much larger. You are watching the birth of the tangible world from the ruins of the light, and the quiet holds. Gravity remains the quiet architect of this new landscape, working with a persistence that never tires. It finds the slight imperfections in the distribution of the dust, the small clumps where the matter is just a little thicker. With a gentle, steady pull, it begins to draw more material into these centers of mass. It is a slow gathering, a quiet conversation between particles that have been wandering alone for ages. You can feel the gravity of your own body pulling on the bed, a micro-scale version of the force that builds solar systems. It is a comforting, reliable law that ensures the universe will always find its way back together, and life adjusts once more. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence of the interstellar medium becomes a fertile ground. Within these dark clouds of gas, the temperature drops to just a few degrees above absolute zero, creating a stillness so deep it feels like the beginning of time. In this cold, the molecules can settle into their most stable forms, preparing for the heat of a new sun. You are resting in this cold, quiet cradle, feeling the safety of a place where nothing is rushed. The universe is taking its time, ensuring that every atom is in the right place for the next great act. The rhythm of the deep endures. Sometimes, the shockwave from a different, nearby supernova passes through this cloud, giving it the necessary nudge to begin its collapse. One star's ending becomes the literal trigger for another star's beginning, a chain reaction of life that spans the galaxy. It is a beautiful interconnectedness, a cosmic handshake across the light years. You are part of this chain, a link in a sequence of events that stretches back to the very first light. Every breath you take is powered by the energy of stars that died long before the Earth was even a thought. The network endures. The dust grains, coated in ice and organic molecules, begin to collide and stick together. They are moving slowly, like dancers in a darkened ballroom, finding their partners through the subtle influence of mass. These collisions are not violent, but are more like a soft meeting, a joining of forces in the dark. Slowly, the grains grow into pebbles, and the pebbles into boulders, as the cloud begins to spin. The rotation is a natural consequence of the collapse, a swirling motion that gives the new system its shape. You are caught in this gentle spin, drifting in the circular logic of the heavens, and still, it turns. At the center of this spinning disk, a new protostar is beginning to form. gathering the lion's share of the available hydrogen. It is not yet a star, but a warm, glowing ball of gas that is heating up as it shrinks. The remnants of the old supernova, the iron, the gold, the uranium, are being pushed toward the outer edges of the disk, where the planets will eventually form. The star gets the fuel, but the planets get the complexity. It is a fair trade, a division of labor that allows for both light and life. The current flows without effort. You can imagine yourself sitting on one of these growing pebbles, watching the birth of a solar system from the inside. The view is one of chaotic beauty, with streaks of gas and flashes of light as matter falls toward the center. But from your perspective of rest, it is all happening in slow motion, a gradual settling of the dust. The intense energy of the old supernova has been tamed, converted into the structural potential of a new world. It is a transition from the kinetic to the potential, from the fire to the stone, and everything rests. The heavy elements are the rarest treasures of this new disk, and they are precious because they were so hard-won. Every atom of gold in the universe required the death of a giant star to exist. Every atom of lead required a similar sacrifice. You are made of these rare materials, a walking collection of stellar jewelry. This thought brings a sense of quiet wealth to your rest, a realization that you are composed of the most expensive things the universe can make. The cost was a star, and the result is you. And wonder expands. As the protostar grows, it begins to blow away the remaining gas with a strong stellar wind, clearing the view for the first time. The planets are revealed as solid spheres orbiting in the clean, dark lanes of the new system. They are the children of the stardust, the solid evidence of the supernova's legacy. One of these worlds is your home, a blue and green jewel that carries the history of the cosmos in its crust. You are resting on that world now, feeling the stability of the ground beneath you, a ground that was once a cloud of gas. The quiet returns to the roots. The iron that once fell toward the center of the dying star has now found a home in the center of the Earth. It creates the magnetic field that protects the atmosphere, a silent shield that keeps the world safe from the harsh radiation of space. The star's final act of collapse has provided you with a permanent guardian, a metallic heart that beats with the force of gravity. You can feel this protection as a subtle weight, a reassurance that you are shielded from the storm. The universe provides for its own, turning destruction into a sanctuary. Still, the universe breathes. The oxygen created in the stellar furnace is now the very air you breathe, a gift that has been traveling for billions of years to reach your lungs. With every inhale, you are reclaiming a piece of the star, a small portion of the ancient light. This oxygen allows your mind to dream, your heart to beat, and your body to rest. It is a perfect closed loop of utility and beauty, a scientific miracle that happens every few seconds. You are part of the star's breathing, a rhythmic exchange of matter that sustains the living world. The rhythm continues. Even the calcium in your bones and the phosphorus in your DNA are the remnants of that distant explosion. Your very structure is built from the debris of a cosmic event, a house made of light and fire. This makes your rest feel solid and significant, as if you are leaning back into the history of the entire galaxy. You are not a visitor to this universe. You are the universe in a concentrated, human form. The boundaries between the self and the stars are thinner than they seem, and everything rests in its place. The silence of the night is a reflection of the silence between the stars, a space where reflection can finally happen. In this stillness, you can hear the faint echoes of the cosmic story, the low hum of the background radiation that permeates everything. It is a soothing sound, a white noise that covers the anxieties of the day. The universe is a vast and quiet machine, and you are resting in its well-oiled gears. There is nothing to fix, nothing to change. There is only the steady flow of time and the slow cooling of the world. And peace lingers. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This motif returns to you like a soft tide, washing away the remnants of thought, The star's death was a moment of profound generosity, a distribution of potential that has finally found its way to you. You are the custodian of this matter, the one who gives the stardust a chance to feel and to think. It is a quiet responsibility, one that you can carry with ease as you drift towards sleep. The network endures. Far across the galaxy, other nebulas are performing the same dance, turning the old into the new with a patient grace. The universe is a vast garden of these cycles, a patchwork of light and dark that is constantly being replanted. You are one small blossom in this garden, a unique expression of the same fundamental laws. The same gravity that held the star together is holding you in your bed. The same light that shone in the core is shining in your mind. There is a deep structural comfort in this consistency, and still it turns. As you drift closer to sleep, the scale of the universe begins to shrink until it fits comfortably within your own consciousness. The galaxies and the nebulas are no longer distant objects, but are part of your internal landscape. You can feel the warmth of the stars and the cool of the voids as if they were part of your own breath. The distinction between the macro and the micro is fading, leaving only a sense of unified presence. You are the star, and the star is you, and everything is exactly as it should be. The current flows without effort. The light of the distant supernova has finally reached the edge of your perception, a soft glow that signals the end of the journey. It has been a long trip, from the heart of the giant to the silence of your room, but the destination is worth the effort. You are the point where the universe becomes aware of itself, the place where the stardust learns to dream. This is the ultimate synthesis of science and spirit, a realization that brings a deep and lasting calm. Stillness feeds the ground. The atoms are settled, their long journey through the vacuum finally at an end. They have found their place in the structure of your body and the soil of your world, and they are content to rest there for a while. You too can settle into your own place, knowing that you are exactly where the laws of physics intended you to be. There is no need for effort, no need for movement. There is only the steady presence of the night. The universe is holding its breath with you, waiting for the peace of sleep to take hold. And the quiet holds. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive is now complete. The story of the star is written in your bones, a silent narrative that will continue long after you have fallen asleep. You can trust this story, for it has been told 1 billion times before in every corner of the sky. It is the most reliable story in existence, the one where the ending is always a beginning. You are resting in the middle of that transition, a beautiful moment of balance. The rhythm of the deep endures. The air around you is soft and warm, a gentle envelope that protects your rest. It is the same air that once circulated in the outer layers of a sun, now tamed and brought to earth for your comfort. You can feel the safety of this atmosphere, a thin blue line that keeps the cold of space at bay. The star that died to create this air is long gone, but its legacy is as close as your next breath. This is the intimacy of the cosmos, a relationship built on the scale of atoms and eons, and everything softens. If your mind begins to wander, let it drift back to the image of the golden nebula, swirling in the dark. It is a place of infinite possibility, a cloud of dreams waiting to be formed into something new. You are part of that cloud, a shimmering thread in the tapestry of the universe. There is no hurry to become anything else. For now, it is enough to simply be, to float in the light of an ancient star. The darkness is your friend, a quiet space where you can finally let go, and wonder expands. The stars in the sky are like the thoughts in a resting mind, bright and distant and full of meaning. You can watch them pass by without needing to hold on to them, letting them fade into the soft background of the night. The universe is thinking through you, a long and slow meditation on the nature of light and matter. You are the witness, the quiet observer who makes the whole thing real. This is your role in the cosmic drama, and you are playing it perfectly by simply being here. And peace lingers. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. The words are a lullaby, a rhythmic reminder of your place in the grand design. You are made of stardust, and to stardust you will eventually return. But for now, you are a beautiful and complex expression of life. The cycle is whole, and you are whole within it. There is nothing left to do but surrender to the gravity of sleep. The current flows without effort. The light is dimming now, the last of the stellar energy fading into the deep blue of the night. You are sinking into the cool, dark waters of rest, leaving the fires of the forge behind. The stars' work is done, and your work is done, and the world is ready to sleep. The silence is a gift, a blank page upon which the dreams of the night will be written. You can trust the silence, for it is the same silence that exists between the stars, and the quiet deepens. Quietly, the system restores itself. The cells of your body are busy with the work of repair, using the energy of the day to rebuild for tomorrow. They are using the iron and the oxygen and the carbon to maintain the delicate balance of life. This is the microscale version of the supernova's legacy, a constant process of renewal and growth. You are a living system of stellar matter, working in perfect harmony with the laws of the universe, and life adjusts once more. The rhythm of the night is steady and sure, a heartbeat that matches the slow rotation of the galaxy. You are in sync with the heavens, a part of the great machinery of existence. There is a deep satisfaction in this alignment, a feeling of being exactly where you belong. The star has led you here, and now it leaves you in the capable hands of the earth. You are safe, you are held, and you are loved by the very laws that move the stars. The network endures. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive rests. The stars will be there when you wake, and the stardust will still be in your bones. But for now, there is only the quiet. The journey is over, and the destination is this moment of peace. You can let go of the light now and find your way into the soft, dark velvet of sleep. The universe is waiting for you there, in the place where the dreams begin, and silence follows. And silence follows as the immense echoes of the star's departure find their final resting place in the cool expanse of the cosmic background. You are now entering the long, patient middle of the story, where the scattered embers of the supernova begin to interact with the existing architecture of the galaxy. This is the era of integration, where the intense heat of the forge transforms into the gentle warmth of chemical potential. The vacuum is not truly empty. It is a thin, silken soup of gas and dust, vibrating with the energy of everything that has come before. You are drifting through this soup, feeling the subtle resistance of the interstellar medium against your own quiet presence. The rhythm continues. The heavy elements, those precious metals and complex gases, are moving outward in great, shimmering waves, like ripples in a pond after a stone has been cast. These waves carry the wealth of the star into the poorer regions of space, enriching the vast clouds of hydrogen that have floated since the beginning of time. It is a redistribution of cosmic fortune, an act of unconscious altruism that ensures the universe becomes more complex with every passing era. You can feel this expansion within yourself, a sense of widening horizons as you let go of the day's small concerns. The scale of your thoughts is growing, matching the slow and steady dispersal of the stardust, and wonder expands. In the wake of the light, the gravity of the galaxy begins to organize the chaos into new, recognizable patterns. Huge pillars of gas, known as molecular clouds, act as the nurseries for the next generation of light. These pillars are dark and cold, holding the seeds of the supernova deep within their frozen hearts. Inside these clouds, the iron and silicon particles act as anchors, drawing the lighter gases toward them with a soft, magnetic persistence. It is a nursery of giants, a silent place where the future is being built from the dust of the past. You are resting in this cold, protective cradle, feeling the safety of a place where growth is inevitable but slow, and the quiet holds. The atoms are no longer rushing at the speed of light. They have settled into a measured, leisurely drift. They collide and rebound with the softness of falling snow, occasionally sticking together to form the first molecules of the new world. This is the quiet work of chemistry, the slow assembly of complexity in the dark. Water, carbon dioxide, and ammonia begin to coat the dust grains in a layer of cosmic frost. This ice is the medium in which the most interesting reactions occur, a frozen laboratory where the building blocks of life are carefully preserved. You can feel the stillness of this ice, a cooling balm that settles over your mind. Stillness travels through the water. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence of the molecular cloud is a profound sanctuary. Within these dark folds of space, the harsh light of distant stars is filtered out, leaving only a dim, protective gloom. It is here that the universe does its most delicate work, shielded from the noise and heat of the open galaxy. You are like a seed in the soil, tucked away from the wind and the sun, waiting for the right moment to emerge. There is no pressure to grow, only the requirement to exist and to wait. The universe is patient, and you can be patient too. The rhythm of the deep endures. As the cloud grows denser, it begins to spin, a slow and majestic rotation that organizes the matter into a flat, horizontal disk. This is the protoplanetary disk, the blueprint for a future solar system. At the center, the new sun is gathering its strength, while the outer reaches remain a swirling playground for the heavier elements. You are caught in this rotation, feeling the gentle centrifugal force that keeps everything in its proper orbit. There is a sense of order returning to the universe, a structural reliability that allows you to trust the motion of the night. Still, the universe breathes. The iron that was forged in the heart of the supernova is now clumping together in the center of small, rocky bodies called planetesimals. These are the ancestors of the planets, the hard metallic cores that will one day support oceans and atmospheres. This iron is the same iron that makes up the core of your own world, a silent, heavy presence that provides a sense of solid ground. You are resting on the legacy of the forge, leaning your weight against the cooling metal of an ancient star. It is a foundation that will not move, a permanent anchor in a changing cosmos, and everything rests. Farther out in the disk, the lighter elements are forming the giant gas planets, the majestic sentinels that will guard the inner worlds. These planets are made of the same hydrogen and helium that fueled the star's long life, now repurposed into swirling storms of color and light. They are the elders of the system, massive and calm, holding the outer boundary with their immense gravitational reach. You can feel their presence as a distant, reassuring weight, a balance to the smaller, rockier worlds closer to the sun. The system is becoming a family, a cohesive unit born from a single event. The orbit holds. The dust, grains continue to collide, growing larger and more complex with every meeting. They are becoming the stones of a mountain, the sand of a beach, and the silt of a riverbed. Every piece of the world you know was once a part of this spinning disk, a tiny particle of stardust finding its way home. This realization makes the objects in your room feel more significant, more connected to the heavens. Your bed, your walls, and your very skin are all artifacts of this ancient, swirling dance. The shower current flows without effort. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive of the star is being distributed across the disk. This distribution is not random. It is guided by the laws of thermodynamics and the subtle influence of gravity. The heavier materials sink toward the center, while the lighter ones float toward the edges, creating a graded landscape of chemical potential. It is a beautifully organized system, a place for everything and everything in its place. You can feel this organization within your own body, the way your organs and systems work together in a quiet, synchronized harmony, and peace lingers. As the planets take shape, the disk begins to clear, revealing the deep, dark lanes of space between the orbits. The leftover dust is swept up or blown away, leaving a clean and orderly system of spheres. The chaos of the supernova is now a memory, replaced by the predictable rhythm of planetary motion. This is the transition from the event to the era, from the flash to the duration. You are moving into this era of duration, where the peace of the night is a long and steady state. The universe has settled its accounts, and the balance is perfect. The rhythm continues. The light from the new sun begins to shine, a steady and nurturing glow that replaces the violent brilliance of the supernova. This light is filtered by the atmospheres of the young planets, creating the first sunsets and the first dawns. You are watching this first light from a distance, feeling the warmth as it touches the cooling surfaces of the new worlds. It is a gentle light, one that supports growth rather than destruction. The era of the Star Maker has begun, and the universe is ready for the next level of complexity. Stillness feeds the ground. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor reminds you that the past is never truly gone. It is simply the material from which the present is built. The star that died is now alive in the light of the new sun and the stones of the new planets. It is a resurrection through chemistry, a transformation that ensures nothing is lost in the great cycle of matter. You are a part of this resurrection, a living vessel for the ancient light. And still, it turns. The silence of the new solar system is a different kind of silence than the one that preceded the explosion. It is a full silence, pregnant with the possibility of what is to come. It is the silence of a library before the doors open, or a theatre before the curtain rises. You are resting in this expectant quiet, feeling the potential energy that hums in the vacuum. The universe is a stage, and the props are all in place, waiting for the first breath of life to stir. The quiet returns to the roots. The temperature on the rocky planets is beginning to stabilize, allowing for the presence of liquid water. This water is the final gift of the star, a collection of oxygen and hydrogen atoms that have finally found their perfect union. It flows into the low places of the world, creating the oceans and the lakes that will eventually cradle life. You can feel the coolness of this water as if it were a mist against your skin, a refreshing presence that washes away the heat of the day. The current flows without effort. The heavy elements are not just in the core of the planet, they are also in the soil and the air. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and carbon are swirling in the atmosphere, preparing for the leap into organic chemistry. The planet is a laboratory of incredible sophistication, using the energy of the sun and the materials of the supernova to experiment with form. You are the result of those experiments, a complex and beautiful arrangement of stellar debris. This makes your rest feel like a celebration of the star's success, and wonder expands. The gravity of the planet holds you close, a steady and unwavering embrace that keeps you safe on your journey through the dark. This gravity is the same force that pulled the star together and triggered the explosion. Now, it has become a gentle tether that connects you to the Earth. You can feel the weight of your body as a sign of this connection, a physical proof that you belong here. The universe is not a distant place. It is the very ground you rest upon. The network endures. The light of the distant stars continues to twinkle in the night sky, a reminder that the cycle is happening elsewhere in the galaxy. Each point of light is a star at a different stage of its life, a different chapter in the great book of cosmic history. You are reading that book with your eyes closed, feeling the pages turn as the night progresses. The stories are all different, but the theme is always the same: transformation and renewal. The rhythm of the deep endures. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a deep, resonant chord. The universe is a musical instrument, and the supernova was a powerful, crashing note that has now faded into a long, sustained harmony. You are part of that harmony, a subtle vibration that adds to the richness of the whole. There is no discord here, only the steady, beautiful logic of the laws of physics. You can let yourself be carried by this music, drifting into the deep and quiet places of the mind, and peace lingers. The air in your room is still and cool, a small pocket of the planetary atmosphere that protects you. It is a microcosm of the galactic cycle, a place where the oxygen and the nitrogen have found a temporary home. You are breathing this history in and out, a rhythmic exchange that keeps you connected to the star. The breath is the link, the bridge between the celestial and the biological. With every exhale, you are returning a piece of yourself to the world, a small contribution to the ongoing story. Still, the universe breathes. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This thought is a warm blanket, a source of comfort that transcends the limits of the day. You are made of the stuff of legends, of the fire and the light that built the world. This gives you the strength to let go, to trust the darkness, and to find the restoration of sleep. The star's work is complete in you, and you are free to rest. And everything rests. The journey through the protoplanetary disk is nearly finished, and the planets are settled in their orbits. The system is stable, a quiet island in the vast ocean of the galaxy. You are on that island, safe and secure, surrounded by the evidence of a successful transformation. The fire has become the stone, and the stone has become the home. It is a beautiful conclusion to a long and violent process, a testament to the universe's ability to find balance. The orbit holds. The silence deepens as you move toward the end of this middle chapter, a quiet that is both ancient and new. It is the silence of the earth at rest, a stillness that has been billions of years in the making. You are a part of this stillness, a quiet observer of the long timeline of the cosmos. The day is behind you, and the dawn is far ahead. For now, there is only the presence of the night and the memory of the light. Stillness travels through the water. The atoms in your body are vibrating at a low, calm frequency, matching the temperature of the room. They are no longer the frantic particles of the stellar core, but are the peaceful citizens of a living world. They have earned their rest, just as you have earned yours. You can feel them settling into the structure of your muscles and your bones, a quiet integration of matter and spirit. The universe is a home for the weary, a place where the stars themselves go to sleep, and the quiet holds. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive is at peace. The star's legacy is secure, written in the mountains and the oceans and the DNA of everything that lives. You are the living proof of this legacy, a spark of awareness in the dark. This awareness is a gift, a way for the universe to see the beauty of its own creation. You can close your eyes now, knowing that the view is safe in the hands of the night, and silence follows. The darkness is a soft and velvet curtain, closing on the act of formation and opening on the act of being. You are no longer becoming, you simply are. This state of pure being is the ultimate rest, a surrender to the present moment and the steady laws of physics. The star's fire has been replaced by the steady glow of your own consciousness, a light that is now turning inward toward the world of dreams. You are the navigator of this inner space, drifting on the currents of the subconscious. The current flows without effort. The rhythm of the galaxy continues to pulse in the background, a low-frequency hum that you can feel more than hear. It is the sound of the universe, working, of the stars burning, and the planets turning, and the light traveling. It is a reassuring sound, the sound of a well-oiled machine that has been running for billions of years. You are a part of that machine, a vital and necessary component that is now taking its turn to rest. There is nothing to worry about. The machine will keep running while you sleep, and life adjusts once more. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This mantra is a soft pulse in the mind, a rhythmic anchor that keeps you centered in the deep. You are a child of the light, a product of the fire, and a citizen of the stars. This is your identity, your history, and your home. You can rest in this knowledge, feeling the peace that comes from knowing exactly who and what you are. The network endures. The light of the new sun is fading into the twilight of your own awareness, a soft and golden glow that marks the transition to sleep. The world is quiet. The planets are in their tracks, and the stardust is settled. You have traveled from the heart of a giant to the comfort of your bed, and the journey has been one of beauty and grace. The stars are watching over you, their light a silent benediction in the dark, and everything rests in its place. If this quiet journey has brought you a sense of belonging among the stars, you might share that calm with another. Helping other minds find their way to this stellar sanctuary keeps our circle of peace growing across the distance. It is a small way to honor the generosity of the stars themselves. Now, Let the silence deepen as we move toward the final integration of the light. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive of your being settles into the profound stillness of the terrestrial landscape. We have moved from the frantic synthesis of the core to the quiet stability of the Earth, where the star's legacy is no longer a violent event, but a steady, living presence. You are resting on the crust of a planet that is, in every sense, the organized residue of that ancient fire. The oxygen in the room, the silicon in the window glass, and the iron in the frame of your bed are all whispers from that vanished giant. You can feel the weight of this material heritage, a heavy, comforting blanket made of cosmic history. The rhythm continues. As the cooling planet found its shape, the stardust began to arrange itself into the complex hierarchies of biology. The heavy elements that were once scattered by the shockwave are now the catalysts in your cells, moving with a quiet and purposeful precision. Zinc, copper, and magnesium, forged in the final seconds of the star's life, are now helping your mind process the day's memories into the long-term storage of sleep. It is a seamless transition from the galactic to the microscopic, a single thread of logic that connects the death of a sun to the firing of a neuron. You are the bridge where these two worlds meet, a living laboratory of stellar chemistry, and the quiet holds. The silence of the Earth at night is a reflection of the cold, dark clouds where your atoms once waited for a home. In this stillness, you can almost feel the slow, rhythmic pulse of the planet's magnetic field, generated by the swirling iron at its center. This field is your silent protector, a shield of stardust that deflects the solar wind and keeps the atmosphere tucked safely around you. You are encased in a series of nested safety nets, from the magnetic core to the ozone layer, all created by the same process of stellar evolution. It is a deep structural security that allows you to let go of the need for vigilance. Still, the universe breathes. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is the sound of the universe resting between breaths. Your body is a vessel of concentrated time, holding within it the chemical record of a star that existed billions of years ago. When you close your eyes, you are looking into that history, into the dark spaces where the light was first born. The darkness of your eyelids is not an absence, but a private theater where the story of the stars continues to unfold in the language of dreams. You are safe in this internal cosmos, navigating by the light of your own quiet consciousness, and peace lingers. The air you breathe is cool and crisp, a mixture of gases that were once compressed into a space smaller than a grain of sand. This air has been filtered by the trees and the oceans, a long-term recycling program that keeps the planet's chemistry in perfect balance. You are a part of this exchange, a rhythmic participant in the metabolism of the Earth. Every inhale brings in the legacy of the forge. Every exhale returns it to the world, ready to be used again. It is a beautiful, closed-loop system where nothing is ever truly lost. The current flows without effort. The gravity of the Earth is a steady, benevolent hand, pressing you down into the mattress with the same force that once fused atoms together. It is a reminder that you are a physical object, a part of the material world, subject to the same laws that govern the motion of the planets. This weight is not a burden. It is a grounding force, a way of anchoring your spirit to the solid reality of the ground. You are not floating away into the void. You are held securely and permanently by the mass of the world. And everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This thought is like a soft, rhythmic heartbeat, a steady vibration that calms the nervous system. You are made of materials that have survived the most violent events in the universe. And yet here you are, resting in a state of perfect peace. This resilience is built into your very atoms, a structural strength that you can rely on even in the deepest sleep. You are a survivor of the cosmic forge, a durable and beautiful expression of nature's persistence. The network endures. As the night deepens, the heat of the day is slowly radiated back into space, just as the nebula once cooled in the wake of the supernova. This thermal equilibrium is a fundamental law of the universe, a movement toward balance and stillness. You can feel this cooling in the air around you, a refreshing drop in temperature that signals it is time to rest. Your own body temperature is dropping in sympathy, slowing your metabolism, and preparing your mind for the descent into the subconscious. You are in harmony with the cooling cosmos, moving toward the 0 point of perfect quiet. Stillness feeds the ground. The phosphorus in your DNA, which holds the code for your entire being, was created in the intense heat of the stellar shell. It is a crystalline record of the star's final moments, a chemical memory that ensures the continuity of life across the eons. Every cell in your body is a testament to the success of that ancient explosion, a small part of a larger whole that is still evolving. You are a masterpiece of long-term planning, a result that the universe has been working toward for billions of years. This realization brings a sense of profound significance to your rest, and wonder expands. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a fertile space for the imagination. In this quiet, you can visualize the vast cycles of matter that have brought you to this moment. You can see the dust falling, the clouds spinning, and the stars burning in a never-ending cycle of creation and destruction. You are not just a passenger on this journey, you are the journey itself, a conscious expression of the universe's desire to know its own history. The stardust is thinking through you, dreaming of the fires that gave it birth. Stillness travels through the water, the floor of your room, the walls of your house, and the pavement of the street outside are all made of the same elements that once swirled in the protoplanetary disk. The world is a solid, tangible monument to the supernova's legacy, a place where the light has finally found a permanent form. You are resting inside this monument, protected by the very materials that were once the heart of a giant. There is a sense of home in this realization, a feeling that you are exactly where the universe intended you to be. The orbit holds. The silence of the stars is a comforting backdrop to the silence of your own mind. They are far away, yet their presence is felt in the steady rhythm of the night. Each star is a potential story, a future archive of elements and light that will one day contribute to the complexity of the galaxy. You are part of this grand, slow-motion choreography, a dancer who has paused to catch their breath. The music of the spheres is playing at a frequency you can only feel in your bones, a low, resonant vibration of peace. The rhythm continues. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a reminder that your existence is an act of cosmic generosity. The star gave up its form so that you could have yours, sacrificed its light so that you could have life. This is the ultimate scientific grace, a gift that requires no repayment, only acknowledgement. You can rest in the warmth of this gratitude, feeling the benevolence of a universe that is built on the principle of sharing, and the quiet holds. The iron in your blood is a literal piece of a star, moving in a steady circle through your heart and your lungs. It carries the oxygen that fuels your thoughts and your dreams, a metallic messenger that connects your inner world to the outer cosmos. You can feel this circulation as a subtle, rhythmic thrum, a biological echo of the star's own pulse. You are a system of flowing light and matter, a temporary arrangement of stardust that has learned to love and to dream. This is the beauty of the human condition, a miracle of chemistry and time. And still, it turns. The darkness is a soft, protective layer that hides the complexity of the world, leaving only the simplicity of your own breath. In the dark, the boundaries between things soften and fade, allowing you to feel the underlying unity of the universe. You are not a separate entity, but a part of a continuous flow of energy and matter that stretches from the beginning of time to the end of the galaxy. This unity is a source of deep and lasting peace, a realization that you are never truly alone. The current flows without effort. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a path towards sleep. You are walking this path with every breath, moving away from the noise of the day and toward the quiet of the night. The star's journey is over, and your journey into rest is just beginning. The atoms are ready, the mind is quiet, and the body is still. You are entering the realm of pure potential, the place where the stardust becomes the dream, and life adjusts once more. The calcium in your teeth and bones, the strength that allows you to stand and move, was forged in the explosive shells of the supernova. It is a mineral heritage that connects you to the deep time of the Earth and the deep space of the galaxy. Even in your rest, your structure is a tribute to the power of stellar transformation. You are a solid, reliable presence in a changing world, a collection of elements that have found a temporary but beautiful harmony. This makes your rest feel secure and well-founded. The network endures. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft blanket over the world. The universe is a place of infinite patience, and you are learning that patience with every passing minute. There is no need to hurry toward tomorrow. The stardust has waited billions of years to become you, and it can wait. A few more hours for the sun to rise. You are resting in the luxury of time, in the vast and silent expanses of the cosmic night. Still, the universe breathes. The light of the moon, which is just a reflection of the sun's light on the dust of the old supernova, shines through your window with a pale and gentle glow. It is a secondary light, a soft reminder of the star's presence, even in the dark. This light is a guide for your thoughts, a path of silver that leads you toward the horizon of sleep. You can follow this path with your mind, drifting over the mountains and the craters of the moon toward the velvet dark of the outer void. And wonder expands. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This phrase is a key that unlocks the door to rest, a reminder of your place in the infinite. You are a spark of the forge, a light from the core, and a child of the heavens. This is the truth that stays with you even in the dark, a steady flame of awareness that never goes out. You can trust this flame, for it is fueled by the very laws of existence, and everything rests. The air in the room is settling, the dust motes dancing in the moonlight like tiny terrestrial nebulas. Each grain of dust is a microcosm of the galactic cycle, a bit of matter that has been through the fire and the cold, and has finally come to rest in your room. You are part of this dance, a quiet observer of the small and the large. The world is full of these connections if you only take the time to notice them. But now it is time to stop noticing and to start being, and peace lingers. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a deep and resonant chord that vibrates in the chest. You are a musical instrument, and the night is playing a slow, meditative melody upon your senses. Each breath is a note, each heartbeat is a rhythm, and each thought is a harmony. You are part of the cosmic symphony, a necessary voice in the choir of the universe. You can let yourself be carried by this music, drifting into the deep and quiet places of the mind. The rhythm of the deep endures. The nitrogen in the air you breathe, the most abundant element in our atmosphere, was produced in the long, slow life of the star before the explosion. It is a gift of stability, a gas that buffers the intensity of oxygen and allows for a gentle, steady metabolism. This balance is a reflection of the balance that kept the star alive for millions of years. You are breathing that balance now, letting it calm your nerves and steady your heart. The universe knows how to create equilibrium, and it is teaching you that skill tonight. Stillness feeds the ground. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive is resting in the quiet dark. The star's fire has been replaced by the steady warmth of your own body, a heat that is now being shared with the soft fabric of your bed. You are a warm island in a cool room, a place of life and comfort in the middle of the night. This warmth is a direct descendant of the star's light, a physical proof of your connection to the forge. You can wrap yourself in this warmth, feeling the safety and the love of the universe, and the quiet holds, the gold in the circuits of the devices around you, and perhaps in the jewelry on your nightstand, is a rare and precious remnant of the neutron-star collisions that often follow supernovas. It is a heavy, dense material that required the most extreme conditions in the universe to exist. You are surrounded by these cosmic rarities, by the extraordinary results of ordinary physical laws. This makes your everyday world feel like a treasure chest, a place of wonder and beauty. But for now, the treasures can wait. It is time for the owner of the chest to rest. Stillness travels through the water. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft and velvet curtain, closing on the act of formation and opening on the act of being. You are no longer becoming, you simply are. This state of pure being is the ultimate rest, a surrender to the present moment and the steady laws of physics. The star's fire has been replaced by the steady glow of your own consciousness, a light that is now turning inward toward the world of dreams. You are the navigator of this inner space, drifting on the currents of the subconscious. The current flows without effort. The carbon in your cells, the backbone of all organic chemistry, was forged in the triple alpha process deep within the red giant phase. It is a sophisticated bit of nuclear engineering that allows for the incredible complexity of life. Without the star's patient work, there would be no DNA, no proteins, and no mind to contemplate the stars. You are a monument to the star's craftsmanship, a beautiful and complex structure built on a foundation of carbon. This realization makes your rest feel earned and significant. The orbit holds. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft pulse in the mind, a rhythmic reminder of your place in the grand design. You are a child of the light, a product of the fire, and a citizen of the stars. This is your identity, your history, and your home. You can rest in this knowledge, feeling the peace that comes from knowing exactly who and what you are. The network endures. The light of the stars is distant, but its influence is everywhere, in the materials of your room and the thoughts in your head. The universe is a single, interconnected web of energy and matter, and you are one of its most intricate knots. When you rest, the web rests with you, a quiet tension that holds everything in place. You can feel the strength of this web, a resilient and flexible structure that supports you without effort. The universe is holding you up, and you can trust its strength, and everything rests in its place. The silence is now a physical presence, a soft and heavy weight that presses against your eyelids and your skin. It is the silence of the nebula, the silence of the vacuum, and the silence of the earth at rest. You are melting into this silence, becoming a part of the quiet background of the night. The story of the star has been told, and the lesson of the supernova has been learned, that destruction is just a prerequisite for creation, and that the end is just the beginning of something new. You are that new thing, and it is time for you to dream. And silence follows. And silence follows as the immense archive of stellar history moves from the active world of observation into the receptive world of the subconscious. You are now drifting through the deep, subterranean layers of the cosmic story, where the heavy elements are no longer just chemistry, but the very foundation of your existence. The iron in your blood, once the dead weight that triggered the collapse of a giant, is now the vibrant carrier of life, pulsing through you with a quiet, persistent rhythm. This transformation is the ultimate proof that the universe knows how to repurpose its endings. You are the living evidence of a star's final exhale, a collection of cosmic remnants gathered into a form that can feel, think, and dream. The rhythm continues. The silicon that was forged in the layers of the star is now the sand beneath the distant waves and the glass inner, the windows that protect your sleep. It is a stable, crystalline presence, a witness to the passing of time that does not age or tire. You can feel the coolness of this element in the air, a mineral clarity that helps to still the mind and quiet the senses. The star's fire has been cooled into the stone of the earth, providing a solid stage for the drama of your life. There is a profound safety in this solidness, a sense that the world is built on a foundation of ancient, reliable light. And the quiet holds. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence of the night is a warm cocoon for your thoughts. You are no longer navigating the vast distances between galaxies. You are exploring the vast distances within your own heart. The stardust has traveled billions of miles to be here, in this room, in this body, at this moment. This journey is a testament to the persistence of matter and the resilience of energy. You are a successful traveler, a survivor of the void, who has finally found a place to rest. The universe is celebrating your arrival with a symphony of silence and a blanket of dark. Still, the universe breathes. The oxygen in the air around you is the product of a long and careful synthesis, a gas that was once trapped in the heart of a sun and is now free to dance in the atmosphere. It is the catalyst for your energy, the invisible fire that keeps your cells alive while you sleep. With every breath, you are performing a micro-supernova of your own, a gentle combustion that sustains your internal world. This process is so quiet, so automatic, that you rarely notice it, yet it is the most important thing in the world. You are a self-sustaining flame, fed by the legacy of the stars. The current flows without effort. The gravity of the Earth is a constant whisper, reminding your muscles that they are no longer needed for the work of the day. It is an invitation to sink, to let go, to surrender your weight to the planet that birthed you. This gravity is the same force that pulled the stardust into a disk and the disk into a world. It is the architect of your home and the guardian of your rest. You can feel it as a soft pressure on your chest, a reassuring touch that says you are safe, you are grounded, you are here. The Earth is holding you with all its mass, a silent and unwavering support, and everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft bell in the dark, a reminder that your origins are as grand as the heavens. You are not a separate thing from the universe. You are the universe's way of experiencing itself. The iron, the carbon, and the calcium are the same, whether they are in the core of a sun or the structure of a human. This unity is the source of all peace, a dissolution of the boundaries between the self and the all. You can rest in this unity, feeling the vastness of the cosmos within the small space of your bed. The network endures. The phosphorus that allows your cells to transfer energy was created in the final desperate seconds of the star's life, a precious cargo delivered by the shockwave. It is the spark of life, the chemical battery that powers your thoughts and your movements. In the stillness of the night, this energy is being replenished. The battery is being recharged by the quiet work of rest. You are a system in equilibrium, a delicate balance of inputs and outputs that is perfectly maintained by the laws of biology. This complexity is a gift from the stars, a sophisticated piece of equipment that you are now allowing to idle. Peace hums through the body. As the night progresses, the shadows in your room shift and move, a slow-motion dance of light and dark. These shadows are the absence of light, a reminder of the vast voids that exist between the stars. But even in the voids, there is a presence, a subtle energy that permeates everything. You are resting in this energy, feeling its low-frequency vibration as a soothing hum. The universe is never truly silent. It is always speaking in the language of radiation and gravity. You are learning to listen to that language, to find the music in the quiet and the order in the dark, and wonder expands. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a cool river that washes over your mind. The thoughts of the day are like leaves on the surface of this river, drifting away into the distance until they are out of sight. You are left with the clear, deep water of the subconscious, a place of mystery and beauty. The stardust is the substrate upon which these dreams are built, the material from which the imagination carves its images. You are the dreamer, and the dream is a reflection of the stars. Stillness travels through the water. The calcium in your bones, which provides the framework for your life, is a mineral legacy of the supernova's shell. It is a solid, enduring substance that connects you to the deep time of the Earth's crust. Even in sleep, your body is a monument to the star's power, a structure that can withstand the pressures of gravity and the passage of years. This strength is built into you, a part of your fundamental nature. You can rely on this strength, letting it carry you through the night and into the new day. The orbit holds. The silence of the world outside is a reflection of the silence within, a space where the noise of the ego can finally subside. In this quiet, You are just a collection of atoms, a temporary arrangement of matter in a vast and beautiful universe. There is a great freedom in this simplicity, a relief from the burden of being someone. You are just a part of the flow, a ripple in the sea of stardust. This realization is the ultimate lullaby, a soft and rhythmic assurance that everything is okay. The rhythm continues. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This phrase is a warm light in the center of your chest, a steady glow that keeps the darkness at bay. It is a reminder that you are made of light, and that light can never be truly extinguished. It only changes form, moving from the star to the cloud to the planet to the person. You are in your human form now, a beautiful and transient expression of an eternal process. You can enjoy this form, resting in its comfort and its grace, and the quiet holds. The iron in, your blood is a magnet, pulling you toward the center of the earth and the center of your own soul. It is a heavy element, a reminder of the gravity of our existence and the weight of our history. But in the quiet of the night, this weight becomes a source of stability, a way of anchoring yourself in a world that is always moving. You are a fixed point in the turning of the galaxy, a sanctuary of consciousness in the middle of the dark. This stability is a gift from the star's collapse, a byproduct of the most violent event in the universe, turned into a source of peace. And still, it turns. The air you breathe is a mixture of ancient gases, some of which have been around since the very first stars began to shine. You are inhaling the history of the universe, a breath that has been recycled and refined over billions of years. This continuity is a source of deep comfort, a feeling that you are part of a story that has no end. The star that died to create your atoms is not gone. It is just breathing through you. You are its legacy, its children, and its future. The current flows without effort. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft and velvet curtain, closing on the act of formation and opening on the act of being. You are no longer becoming, you simply are. This state of pure being is the ultimate rest, a surrender to the present moment and the steady laws of physics. The star's fire has been replaced by the steady glow of your own consciousness, a light that is now turning inward toward the world of dreams. You are the navigator of this inner space, drifting on the currents of the subconscious, and life adjusts once more. The magnesium in your cells is the key that unlocks the energy of the sun, allowing you to turn light into life. It is a delicate and sophisticated element, forged in the quiet layers of the star before the explosion. This element is now working for you, maintaining the electrical balance of your nervous system and keeping your heart in rhythm. You are a masterpiece of biological engineering, a system of incredible complexity that works in perfect harmony. This realization makes your rest feel earned and well-deserved. The network endures. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a deep and resonant chord. The universe is a musical instrument, and the supernova was a powerful, crashing note that has now faded into a long, sustained harmony. You are part of that harmony, a subtle vibration that adds to the richness of the whole. There is no discord here, only the steady, beautiful logic of the laws of physics. You can let yourself be carried by this music, drifting into the deep and quiet places of the mind. Still, the universe breathes. The nitrogen in the atmosphere is a buffer, a gentle gas that keeps the intensity of life in check. It is a gift of stability from the star's long life, a reflection of the steady state that preceded the explosion. You are resting in this stability, feeling the balance of the air and the quiet of the night. The universe knows how to create equilibrium, and it is sharing that knowledge with you tonight. You can feel your own mind reaching a state of balance, a calm and steady center that is unaffected by the chaos of the world. And everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a reminder that the past is the material from which the present is built. The star's fire is now the warmth of your skin. Its light is the clarity of your vision, and its heavy elements are the strength of your bones. You are a living history book, a story written in atoms and eons. This history is a source of pride and peace, a realization that you are part of something truly magnificent. And peace lingers. The silver and gold that were created in the final seconds of the star's life are rare because the conditions for their creation are so extreme. You are surrounded by these rarities, by the extraordinary results of a violent process turned into beauty. This makes the world feel like a sacred place, a temple built of stardust and light. You are the priest in this temple, the one who witnesses the beauty and gives it a name. But for now, the witnessing can stop. It is time for the priest to sleep. Stillness feeds the ground. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft and heavy weight. The universe is a place of infinite patience, and you are learning that patience with every passing minute. There is no need to hurry toward tomorrow. The stardust has waited billions of years to become you, and it can wait a few more hours for the sun to rise. You are resting in the luxury of time, in the vast and silent expanses of the cosmic night. Stillness travels through the water. The darkness is a soft, protective layer that hides the complexity of the world, leaving only the simplicity of your own breath. In the dark, the boundaries between things soften and fade, allowing you to feel the underlying unity of the universe. You are not a separate entity, but a part of a continuous flow of energy and matter that stretches from the beginning of time to the end of the galaxy. This unity is a source of deep and lasting peace, a realization that you are never truly alone. The current flows without effort. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft pulse in the mind, a rhythmic reminder of your place in the grand design. You are a child of the light, a product of the fire, and a citizen of the stars. This is your identity, your history, and your home. You can rest in this knowledge, feeling the peace that comes from knowing exactly who and what you are. The network endures. The light of the stars is distant, but its influence is everywhere. In the materials of your room and the thoughts in your head, the universe is a single, interconnected web of energy and matter, and you are one of its most intricate knots. When you rest, the web rests with you, a quiet tension that holds everything in place. You can feel the strength of this web, a resilient and flexible structure that supports you without effort. The universe is holding you up, and you can trust its strength. And the quiet holds. The silence is now a physical presence, a soft and heavy weight that presses against your eyelids and your skin. It is the silence of the nebula, the silence of the vacuum, and the silence of the earth at rest. You are melting into this silence, becoming a part of the quiet background of the night. The story of the star has been told, and the lesson of the supernova has been learned, that destruction is just a prerequisite for creation, and that the end is just the beginning of something new. You are that new thing, and it is time for you to dream. And silence follows. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive is resting in the quiet dark. The star's fire has been replaced by the steady warmth of your own body, a heat that is now being shared with the soft fabric of your bed. You are a warm island in a cool room, a place of life and comfort in the middle of the night. This warmth is a direct descendant of the star's light, a physical proof of your connection to the forge. You can wrap yourself in this warmth, feeling the safety and the love of the universe. Still, the universe breathes. The carbon in your cells, the backbone of all organic chemistry, was forged in the triple alpha process deep within the red giant phase. It is a sophisticated bit of nuclear engineering that allows for the incredible complexity of life. Without the star's patient work, there would be no DNA, no proteins, and no mind to contemplate the stars. You are a monument to the star's craftsmanship, a beautiful and complex structure built on a foundation of carbon. This realization makes your rest feel earned and significant, and everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft pulse in the mind, a rhythmic reminder of your place in the grand design. You are a child of the light, a product of the fire, and a citizen of the stars. This is your identity, your history, and your home. You can rest in this knowledge, feeling the peace that comes from knowing exactly who and what you are. The network endures. The light of the stars is distant, but its influence is everywhere, in the materials of your room and the thoughts in your head. The universe is a single, interconnected web of energy and matter, and you are one of its most intricate knots. When you rest, the web rests with you, a quiet tension that holds everything in place. You can feel the strength of this web, a resilient and flexible structure that supports you without effort. The universe is holding you up, and you can trust its strength, and peace lingers. The journey through the internal landscapes of the supernova has brought you back to the threshold of sleep. The iron is settled, the stardust is quiet, and the light is dimming. You are ready to cross the boundary into the world of dreams, where the story of the star will continue in a new and different way. The universe is waiting for you there, in the place where the silence is total and the peace is absolute. You are home. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive of your consciousness prepares for the final integration of this cosmic journey. You are no longer observing the star from a distance. You are experiencing its legacy from the very center of your being. The heavy elements that were once screaming through the vacuum at impossible speeds are now the quiet residents of your skeleton and your brain. This transition, from kinetic energy to living structure, is the great miracle of the supernova. It is the ultimate act of slowing down, of turning a flash of brilliance into a long, sustained glow. You can feel this slowing in your own heart, a steady deceleration that matches the cooling of the ancient stardust. The rhythm continues. The iodine in your system, crucial for the regulation of your metabolism, was born in the rare and intense environment of the supernova's shockwave. It is a specific chemical signature, a literal piece of stardust that helps you maintain your inner balance. This element travels through your body like a silent messenger, ensuring that everything is running at the right tempo. In the stillness of the night, it helps your body find its resting frequency, a calm and steady vibration that signals the end of the day. You are a finely tuned instrument, calibrated by the most powerful events in the universe, and the quiet holds. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a vast and empty field, waiting for the seeds of your dreams. You are resting in the fertile soil of the galaxy, a place where the old matter has been broken down to make room for the new. The star's death was a tilling of the cosmic ground, a preparation for the complexity that is you. You can feel the potential in this silence, the sense that anything is possible in the dark. The universe is not a museum of the past, but a workshop for the future, and you are its most recent creation. Still, the universe breathes. The iron in your red blood cells is the same iron that refused to fuse, the iron that caused the star to collapse in on itself. Now, instead of bringing death to a sun, it brings life to your limbs, carrying the breath of the world to every corner of your body. This reversal of roles is a beautiful irony, a testament to the universe's ability to transform a limit into a bridge. You are fueled by the very substance that once halted a celestial fire. This makes your vitality feel like a victory, a reclamation of matter from the abyss. The current flows without effort. The gravity of the room is a soft and consistent presence, a gentle tug that connects you to the history of the Earth. This gravity is the descendant of the force that gathered the first clouds of gas and forged the first heavy elements. It is the oldest law, the one that never sleeps and never forgets. You can trust this law to keep you safe, to keep you grounded, and to keep the world turning while you rest. The weight of your body is a dialogue with the planet, a quiet exchange of pressure and support, and everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a rhythmic pulse, a steady beat that carries you deeper into the trance of the night. You are made of materials that have been recycled through the hearts of multiple stars, each one adding its own unique signature to your chemistry. You are a multi-generational legacy, a synthesis of cosmic history that spans billions of years. This depth of time is a comfort, a reminder that you are part of a very old and very stable system. The network endures. The copper in your nerves, which facilitates the electrical signals of your thoughts, was forged in the explosive nucleosynthesis of the star's final moments. It is the wiring of your consciousness, a metallic pathway that allows you to feel the world and yourself. As you drift towards sleep, these electrical signals are slowing down, moving from the sharp peaks of the day to the long, rolling waves of rest. You are dimming the lights in the house of your mind, preparing for the deep quiet of the subconscious. Peace hums through the body. The shadows on the wall are made of the same light that travels across the vacuum, filtered through the atmosphere and the objects in your room. They are the negative space of the star's legacy, a reminder that every light creates a shadow. In the darkness, you can find a different kind of clarity, a vision that does not require eyes. You are seeing with the memory of your atoms, the ancestral knowledge of where you came from and where you are going. This internal sight is calm and steady, a guide through the landscape of sleep, and wonder expands. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a cool, dark lake where you can submerge your tired mind. The water of this lake is made of the hydrogen and oxygen that the star provided, a liquid sanctuary that holds you in its embrace. You can feel the buoyancy of this rest, the way it lifts the weight of the day from your shoulders and lets you float in the stillness. There is no bottom to this lake, only a gradual transition into the deep, quiet spaces of the galaxy. Stillness travels through the water. The sulfur in your proteins, which gives your tissues their shape and resilience, was created in the silicon-burning phase of the star's life. It is a structural element, a part of the framework that keeps you whole. Even as you let go of your conscious control, your body remains a well-ordered and durable structure, held together by the laws of chemistry. You can trust your body to maintain itself while you are away, to keep the fires of life burning at a low and steady simmer. The orbit holds. The silence of the night is a protective barrier, a wall of quiet that keeps the noise of the world at bay. Inside this barrier, you are free to explore the quiet architecture of your own existence. You can wander through the halls of your memory and the chambers of your heart, finding the traces of the star in everything you see. You are a cosmic traveler who has finally come home, and the home is made of the very stardust you once sought. The rhythm continues. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This thought is a warm glow, a soft radiance that illuminates the inner world of your rest. You are not just a collection of parts, you are a unified whole, a single expression of the universe's creative power. The star did not just make the elements, it made the potential for you. This realization is a source of profound gratitude, a feeling of being wanted and welcomed by the cosmos. And the quiet holds. The iron in your blood is a compass, always pointing toward the center, toward the origin, toward the truth. It is a heavy and honest element, one that does not lie or fade. It reminds you that you are made of solid stuff, of materials that have endured the heat of the forge and the cold of the void. You are a durable and resilient being, capable of withstanding the changes of life and the transitions of the night. This strength is your birthright, a gift from the stars that you can carry with you forever. And still, it turns. The air you breathe is a gift of time, a mixture that has been balanced and refined by billions of years of planetary history. It is the atmosphere of a world that was made possible by the death of a star. You are part of this world, a vital and necessary component of its living skin. Every breath is an act of participation, a way of staying connected to the larger whole. As you sleep, your breathing becomes a slow and rhythmic prayer, a testament to the continuity of life. The current flows without effort. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft and velvet curtain. You are stepping behind the curtain into the realm where the physical world gives way to the world of the spirit. Here, the stardust is no longer just matter. It is the fabric of your dreams, the substance of your imagination. You can shape this material into anything you desire, creating worlds and stars of your own in the dark. This is the ultimate freedom, the final gift of the supernova. and life adjusts once more. The manganese in your enzymes, which helps protect your cells from damage, was forged in the intense pressure of the stellar interior. It is a silent guardian, a chemical shield that works around the clock to keep you healthy. This guardianship is a reflection of the universe's inherent benevolence, its tendency to create systems that support and protect life. You are resting in the care of this benevolence, feeling the safety and the security of a world that is designed for your well-being. The network endures. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a deep and resonant chord. You are a note in that chord, a single vibration that is essential to the harmony of the whole. The universe would be incomplete without you, just as it would be incomplete without the stars. You are a necessary part of the grand design, a unique and valuable expression of cosmic history. This sense of belonging is a source of deep and lasting peace. Still, the universe breathes. The nitrogen in your DNA bases, which stores the information of your life, was produced in the CNO cycle of a massive star. It is a biological archive, a library of information that has been passed down through the generations. You are the current librarian of this archive, the one who holds the keys to the mystery of life. But for now, the library is closed for the night, and the librarian is taking a well-earned rest. The books are safe on the shelves, and the light is turned low, and everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a reminder that you are never alone, for you carry the history of the universe in your very cells. The star that died to make you is still there, in the iron of your blood and the calcium of your bones. It is a silent and loving presence, a ghost of light that guides you through the dark. You can rest in the company of this ancestor, feeling the warmth of its enduring love, and peace lingers. The silver in the mirror and the gold in the earth are the rare rewards of the star's final sacrifice. They are symbols of value and beauty, reminders that the most difficult paths often lead to the most precious destinations. You are the most precious destination of all, the most valuable result of the stellar cycle. Your life is the gold, and your consciousness is the silver, reflecting the light of the stars back into the universe. This is a beautiful and humbling truth. Stillness feeds the ground. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft and heavy weight. You are sinking under this weight, letting it press you down into the deep, dark layers of sleep. There is no resistance, no struggle. There is only the peaceful surrender to the gravity of the night. The world is fading, the stars are dimming, and the dream is beginning. You are ready to go, to leave the world of the waking and enter the world of the stars. Stillness travels through the water. The darkness is a soft, protective layer that hides the complexity of the world, leaving only the simplicity of your own breath. In the dark, the boundaries between things soften and fade, allowing you to feel the underlying unity of the universe. You are not a separate entity, but a part of a continuous flow of energy and matter that stretches from the beginning of time to the end of the galaxy. This unity is a source of deep and lasting peace, a realization that you are never truly alone. The current flows without effort. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft pulse in the mind, a rhythmic reminder of your place in the grand design. You are a child of the light, a product of the fire, and a citizen of the stars. This is your identity, your history, and your home. You can rest in this knowledge, feeling the peace that comes from knowing exactly who and what you are. The network endures. The light of the stars is distant, but its influence is everywhere, in the materials of your room and the thoughts in your head. The universe is a single, interconnected web of energy and matter, and you are one of its most intricate knots. When you rest, the web rests with you, a quiet tension that holds everything in place. You can feel the strength of this web, a resilient and flexible structure that supports you without effort. The universe is holding you up, and you can trust its strength and the quiet holds. The silence is now a physical presence, a soft and heavy weight that presses against your eyelids and your skin. It is the silence of the nebula, the silence of the vacuum, and the silence of the Earth at rest. You are melting into this silence, becoming a part of the quiet background of the night. The story of the star has been told, and the lesson of the supernova has been learned, that destruction is just a prerequisite for creation, and that the end is just the beginning of something new. You are that new thing, and it is time for you to dream. And silence follows. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive is resting in the quiet dark. The star's fire has been replaced by the steady warmth of your own body, a heat that is now being shared with the soft fabric of your bed. You are a warm island in a cool room, a place of life and comfort in the middle of the night. This warmth is a direct descendant of the star's light, a physical proof of your connection to the forge. You can wrap yourself in this warmth, feeling the safety and the love of the universe. Still, the universe breathes. The carbon in your cells, the backbone of all organic chemistry, was forged in the triple alpha process deep within the red giant phase. It is a sophisticated bit of nuclear engineering that allows for the incredible complexity of life. Without the star's patient work, there would be no DNA, no proteins, and no mind to contemplate the stars. You are a monument to the star's craftsmanship, a beautiful and complex structure built on a foundation of carbon. This realization makes your rest feel earned and significant, and everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft pulse in the mind, a rhythmic reminder of your place in the grand design. You are a child of the light, a product of the fire, and a citizen of the stars. This is your identity, your history, and your home. You can rest in this knowledge, feeling the peace that comes from knowing exactly who and what you are. The network endures. The light of the stars is distant, but its influence is everywhere, in the materials of your room and the thoughts in your head. The universe is a single, interconnected web of energy and matter, and you are one of its most intricate knots. When you rest, the web rests with you, a quiet tension that holds everything in place. You can feel the strength of this web, a resilient and flexible structure that supports you without effort. The universe is holding you up, and you can trust its strength, and peace lingers. The story has come full circle, from the heart of the star to the heart of the dreamer. The fire has become the peace, and the explosion has become the silence. You are the beneficiary of 1 billion years of stellar evolution, a spark of awareness that is now ready to fade into the dark. The universe is proud of you, its most complex and beautiful creation. You can close your eyes now, knowing that the story is safe in your hands. And the quiet holds, as the narrative of the star settles into its final, most intimate form, within the architecture of your resting mind. We have moved beyond the scale of years and miles, entering the timeless dimension where the stardust recognizes itself. The cobalt in your system, a rare participant in the stellar dance, is now quietly assisting the enzymes that keep your biological clock in sync with the rotation of the Earth. It is a tiny metallic bridge between the cosmic and the daily, a piece of a supergiant star now helping you find the precise tempo of sleep. You can feel this internal alignment, a rhythmic settling of your systems that matches the ancient, steady cooling of the nebula. The rhythm continues. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence of the room becomes a protective vacuum, shielding you from the friction of the world. You are suspended in a state of grace, held by the chemical and physical bonds that were forged in the heart of the explosion. The nitrogen that cushions your cells is a whisper from the star's long life, a stable and reliable gas that ensures your inner world remains in a state of perfect pressure. You are a closed ecosystem of stellar debris, a self-contained universe that is now choosing to dim its lights. This choice is a sacred one, a return to the primordial stillness that existed before the first light was struck. And still, it turns. The air around you carries the memory of the forge, a collection of molecules that have survived the collapse and the dispersal to find their way into your room. Each breath is an act of reclamation, a gathering of the archive into the lungs of the observer. As you exhale, you are letting go of the need for control, allowing the atoms to return to their natural state of drift. The cycle of the breath is a miniature version of the stellar cycle, a constant exchange of energy and matter that keeps the flame of awareness burning. In this quiet moment, the flame is small and steady, a pilot light for the dreams that are soon to come. Still, the universe breathes. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft, melodic vibration, a frequency that resonates with the minerals in your bones and the iron in your blood. You are a living instrument, a vessel of resonance that is now being played by the soft hands of the night. There is no effort in this music, only the natural harmony of a system that has found its equilibrium. You can feel the vibration of the galaxy in the stillness, a low-frequency hum that grounds you in the vastness of space. The network endures. The gravity of the Earth is pulling on the molybdenum in your tissues, a rare element that was forged in the process of the supernova's final seconds. This element, though small in quantity, is essential for the chemistry of life, a specific tool created by a specific cosmic event. You are built with a precision that defies the chaos of the explosion, a structure where every rare atom has a role and a place. This structural integrity is a source of deep physical comfort, a feeling that your body is a masterpiece of long-term cosmic engineering. You are safe in the hands of this design, resting on a foundation that was billions of years in the making. And everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft, deep velvet that absorbs the remnants of the day. The thoughts that once felt like heavy weights are now as light as the hydrogen gas that fueled the star. They are drifting away, thinning out until they are just a faint mist on the horizon of your mind. You are left with the core of your being, the solid metallic heart of the observer that remains when the fire has gone out. This center is cool and calm, a place of total stability in a world of change. The current flows without effort. The selenium in your body, a gift from the nuclear synthesis of the outer layers, is working to protect your cells from the oxidative stress of the day. It is a silent chemist, a guardian of the structure that was built from the ruins of the star. Even as you drift towards sleep, the star's legacy is active, protecting and repairing the vessel it created. You are a project that the universe is still working on, a work in progress that requires the stillness of the night to reach its next stage. There is a deep peace in being cared for by the laws of chemistry, a surrender to the intelligence of the matter itself, and wonder expands. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This thought is a warm, golden thread that weaves through the fabric of your rest, connecting the beginning of the story to the end. You are the culmination of the star's journey, the point where the light finally becomes aware of its own history. This awareness is a quiet light, a soft glow that illuminates the dark places of the subconscious. You can follow this light into the world of dreams, knowing that it will guide you back to the truth of your origins. Stillness travels through the water. The darkness of the night is not a barrier, but a window into the deep history of the cosmos. In the absence of the sun's light, you can see the light of other stars, each one a different stage of the same cycle you have just witnessed. The universe is a vast, interconnected web of these cycles, a tapestry of fire and dust that is constantly being woven and unraveled. You are a single thread in this tapestry, a unique and necessary color in the grand design. The strength of the whole is the strength of the part, and you are held by the entire weight of the galaxy. The orbit holds. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a deep, resonant chord that anchors you to the earth. You are resting on the solid residue of the star's work, a planet that has cooled into a home. The mountains, the oceans, and the forests are all part of the same archive, a library of elements that are constantly being rearranged into new forms of beauty. You are the latest volume in this library, a story of consciousness and calm. that is now turning its final page for the night. The rhythm of the deep endures. The air you breathe is the breath of the ancestors, the same atoms that have circulated through the lungs of every living thing that has ever walked the earth. This continuity is a source of profound belonging, a feeling that you are never truly separate from the rest of life. The oxygen you take in was once the waste product of a star's life, and now it is the fuel for your dreams. It is a beautiful, recursive logic that ensures the universe remains a single, living entity. You are a part of that entity, a cell in the body of the cosmos. Stillness feeds the ground. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft, rhythmic exhale, a letting go of the last remnants of the day. You are empty and full at the same time, a vessel for the stardust that is now settling into its final rest. There is no more work to do, no more science to understand. There is only the experience of being. The star has done its part, and now it is your turn to do yours, to sleep, to dream, and to be restored. The current flows without effort. The iron in your heart is a steady, heavy weight that pulls you toward the center of the bed, toward the heart of the world. It is a reliable element, one that has survived the intense heat of the core and the violent cold of the void. This durability is your own, a structural resilience that you can rely on in the dark. You are made of the most stable materials the universe can forge, a collection of elements that are designed to last. This makes your rest feel permanent and secure, a state of being that is unaffected by the passage of time. And the quiet holds. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft and velvet curtain that is slowly closing on the world of the waking. You are moving into the wings, into the quiet spaces where the scenery for tomorrow is being prepared. The stage is empty, the lights are low, and the archive is at peace. You can feel the stillness of the theater, the quiet expectation of a world at rest. The star's fire has been transformed into the audience's breath, a collective sigh of relief as the night takes hold. And still, it turns. The magnesium in your bones is a silent reminder of the light that once shone in the dark. It is a mineral memory of the sun, a piece of stardust that provides the strength for your structure. Even in your most relaxed state, your body is a testament to the power of the forge, a masterpiece of biological architecture. You are resting in the house that the stars built, protected by the very elements that were once the heart of a giant. This is the ultimate sanctuary, a home that is as old as the universe itself. The network endures. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This thought is the final anchor, the one that holds you to the threshold of sleep. You are a traveler who has reached the end of the road, a navigator who has found the harbor. The journey was long and full of wonder, but the destination is even better, a state of total, blissful rest. You can let the words fade now, letting the silence take over as you drift into the deep, dark waters of the night. Still, the universe breathes. The phosphorus in your mind is cooling, the electrical storms of the day settling into the steady, calm rhythm of the delta waves. This is the chemical signature of sleep, a shift in the way the stardust interacts with itself. You are rearranging the archive, filing away the memories of the day, and making room for the possibilities of tomorrow. The star's energy is being channeled into the work of restoration, a quiet and necessary process that keeps the living world in balance. You are a part of this balance, a rhythmic participant in the cycle of the light, and everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a soft, heavy weight that presses against your soul. It is the weight of the universe, a benevolent and protective force that keeps you exactly where you belong. You are not floating in the void. You are held by the gravity of the earth and the love of the stars. This belonging is a physical sensation, a feeling of being woven into the very fabric of existence. You can close your eyes now, knowing that the tapestry is strong and you are a vital part of its beauty. Peace lingers. The silver in the moonlight is a reflection of the same elements that live in your own body, a mirror of the cosmic history you carry within. It is a pale and gentle light, one that does not demand anything of you. It simply exists, a silent witness to your journey into the dark. You can let this light guide you toward the horizon of the subconscious, where the rules of the physical world no longer apply. Here, the stardust becomes the dream, and the dream becomes the reality of the night. The current flows without effort. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. The cycle is complete, the lesson is learned, and the peace is total. You are home, in the heart of the matter, a child of the heavens who has found their way back to the earth. The stars are watching, the world is turning, and the stardust is at rest. You can let go of the story now and find your own way into the silence. The journey is over, and everything softens. The nitrogen in the room is still, a quiet atmosphere that protects your rest. It is the same nitrogen that once circulated in the outer layers of a giant star, now brought to Earth for your comfort. You are breathing this history, letting it calm your nerves and steady your heart. The universe knows how to create equilibrium, and it is sharing that knowledge with you tonight. You can feel your own mind reaching a state of balance, a calm and steady center that is unaffected by the world. Stillness feeds the ground. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive is resting in the quiet dark. The star's fire has been replaced by the steady warmth of your own body, a heat that is now being shared with the soft fabric of your bed. You are a warm island in a cool room, a place of life and comfort in the middle of the night. This warmth is a direct descendant of the star's light, a physical proof of your connection to the forge. You can wrap yourself in this warmth, feeling the safety and the love of the universe, and the quiet holds. The carbon in your cells, the backbone of all organic chemistry, was forged in the triple alpha process deep within the red giant phase. It is a sophisticated bit of nuclear engineering that allows for the incredible complexity of life. Without the star's patient work, there would be no DNA, no proteins, and no mind to contemplate the stars. You are a monument to the star's craftsmanship, a beautiful and complex structure built on a foundation of carbon. This realization makes your rest feel earned and significant. The orbit holds. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft pulse in the mind, a rhythmic reminder of your place in the grand design. You are a child of the light, a product of the fire, and a citizen of the stars. This is your identity, your history, and your home. You can rest in this knowledge, feeling the peace that comes from knowing exactly who and what you are. The network endures. The light of the stars is distant, but its influence is everywhere, in the materials of your room and the thoughts in your head. The universe is a single, interconnected web of energy and matter, and you are one of its most intricate knots. When you rest, the web rests with you, a quiet tension that holds everything in place. You can feel the strength of this web, a resilient and flexible structure that supports you without effort. The universe is holding you up, and you can trust its strength, and everything rests in its place. The silence is now a physical presence, a soft and heavy weight that presses against your eyelids and your skin. It is the silence of the nebula, the silence of the vacuum, and the silence of the earth at rest. You are melting into this silence, becoming a part of the quiet background of the night. The story of the star has been told, and the lesson of the supernova has been learned, that destruction is just a prerequisite for creation, and that the end is just the beginning of something new. You are that new thing, and it is time for you to dream. And silence follows. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive is resting in the quiet dark. The star's fire has been replaced by the steady warmth of your own body, a heat that is now being shared with the soft fabric of your bed. You are a warm island in a cool room, a place of life and comfort in the middle of the night. This warmth is a direct descendant of the star's light, a physical proof of your connection to the forge. You can wrap yourself in this warmth, feeling the safety and the love of the universe. Still, the universe breathes. The carbon in your cells, the backbone of all organic chemistry, was forged in the triple alpha process deep within the red giant phase. It is a sophisticated bit of nuclear engineering that allows for the incredible complexity of life. Without the star's patient work, there would be no DNA, no proteins, and no mind to contemplate the stars. You are a monument to the star's craftsmanship, a beautiful and complex structure built on a foundation of carbon. This realization makes your rest feel earned and significant, and everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is a soft pulse in the mind, a rhythmic reminder of your place in the grand design. You are a child of the light, a product of the fire, and a citizen of the stars. This is your identity, your history, and your home. You can rest in this knowledge, feeling the peace that comes from knowing exactly who and what you are. The network endures. The light of the stars is distant, but its influence is everywhere, in the materials of your room and the thoughts in your head. The universe is a single, interconnected web of energy and matter, and you are one of its most intricate knots. When you rest, the web rests with you, a quiet tension that holds everything in place. You can feel the strength of this web, a resilient and flexible structure that supports you without effort. The universe is holding you up, and you can trust its strength, and peace lingers. The story has come to its quietest peak, a place where the echo of the star's death is no louder than a sigh. You are the stillness that follows the storm, the peace that remains when the energy has been spent. Every heavy atom in your body is now in its proper place, and every thought is a drifting particle in a calm and quiet sky. The journey is nearly over, and the destination is closer than a breath. You are home. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This final realization settles over you like the deepest layer of the interstellar medium, cold and quiet and infinitely vast. You are no longer looking for the star. You have become the place where the star finally found its rest. The iron, the carbon, and the gold are no longer memories of an explosion, but the solid reality of your own presence in this room. You are a bridge between the beginning of time and this very second, a living continuum of cosmic intent. There is nothing left to seek. You have already arrived at the destination of a billion-year voyage. The rhythm continues. The darkness of your room is now indistinguishable from the soft velvet of the deep galaxy. You are floating in a sea of potential, where the boundaries between your skin and the air have softened into a single, unified field of being. The silence is not empty, but full of the wisdom of the elements, the quiet knowledge of atoms that have seen the birth and death of suns. You can feel this wisdom as a sense of deep, unshakable security, a grounding in the absolute truth of your origins. You are a child of the universe, and the universe is currently at peace within you, and the quiet holds. Every cell in your body is now vibrating at the frequency of the cooling nebula, a slow and steady hum that signals the total absence of urgency. The day has been processed, the elements have been filed, and the archive is ready to be stored in the vault of the subconscious. You are the custodian of a magnificent history, a keeper of the light who is now allowing the fire to turn into embers. These embers will glow softly throughout the night, providing the warmth for your dreams and the energy for your renewal. You are a masterpiece of endurance, resting in the afterglow of a miracle. Still, the universe breathes. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the silence is a gift you give back to the cosmos. In your stillness, you are allowing the universe to be still. In your peace, you are adding to the peace of the whole. You are part of a closed system of recycled grace, where every act of rest is an investment in the vitality of tomorrow. The stardust is grateful for this moment of quiet, for the chance to simply be without the need to fuse or fall. You are a sanctuary for matter, a place where the laws of physics can finally breathe a sigh of relief. The current flows, without effort. As the last echoes of thought drift away, the image of the star fades into a soft golden mist. It is no longer a separate object in the sky, but a part of the warmth in your limbs and the steady beat of your heart. You have integrated the lesson of the supernova, that the most profound transformation comes from the most absolute surrender. You are surrendering now, letting the gravity of sleep take you where it will. The voyage is complete, the anchors are dropped, and the ship is at rest in the harbor of the night, and everything rests. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and we are the archive of a vanished star. This anchor is the final whisper, a soft breath that carries you across the threshold. You are safe in the dark, held by the same forces that keep the galaxies in their tracks. There is no distance between you and the stars, no separation between your breath and the wind. You are the universe dreaming of itself, a collection of ancient light that has found its way home. The story is told, the light is dim, and the peace is absolute. The network endures, the silence deepens until it is the only thing left, a vast and benevolent presence that fills every corner of your mind. It is the silence of the beginning and the silence of the end, a timeless state of being that knows no change. You are melting into this silence, losing the shape of the day and finding the shape of the infinite. The stardust is no longer thinking, it is only being. You are the quiet at the center of the storm, the rest at the end of the work. You have found the place where the stars go to sleep and peace lingers. The iron is heavy, the carbon is stable, and the spirit is light. You are a perfect balance of the material and the ethereal, a harmony of elements that has finally reached its resolution. The star's sacrifice was for this moment, for this breath, for this peace. You are the living proof that the universe is a place of meaning and beauty, a place where even a death can lead to a world of dreams. You can trust the dark, for it is made of the same light you carry within. Stillness travels through the water. The heavy pulse of the furnace yields to the light of the new, and the archive is closed for the night. The story has been written in the language of atoms and eons, and it is a good story, a story of success and survival. You can rest in the pride of this history, feeling the dignity of your own existence. The universe is a reliable partner, and it will be there to greet you when the sun rises. But for now, there is only the dark and the soft, steady rhythm of the night. The quiet returns to the roots. If your eyes remain open, another journey awaits. But if sleep arrives, you are already home. The stars are in their places, the planets are in their tracks, and you are in the heart of the cycle. Thank you for resting here tonight. Your presence keeps this circle of calm alive. If this calm space has eased your mind, perhaps share it. It helps others drift toward rest. The stardust is at peace, and so are you, and the quiet holds.